first of all, Southwest Connecticut Grizzlies. That's technically semi-pro right there.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I do
Well,
my
better
research.
that,
Do
yeah.
my research, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Got to make sure
Okay.
I know it's good.
Yeah, I feel you.
Not for nothing. Before I even started with the semi-pro stuff, I was trying to get a college team going, and
Yeah,
that Connecticut team was like my inspiration for it. Cause I mean, all I do in my area is try to get niggas in college, go to school, off the street. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm a teacher right now. I never went to college, none of that to be a teacher, but niggas just saw
yeah,
what I was doing and was like, yo, we need him in the school. So believe me,
right.
when I saw that
Yeah.
Grizzlies, I was like, okay, he went that route right there. He earned what he got.
See
So trust
that?
me, I that's why I fuck with you, bro. That's why I fuck with you. Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Rayshawn Link. Welcome to another episode of the Linko Show. And today's guest, somebody that y'all been asking for a little while. You know, me and this individual been playing some phone tag for a little while, trying to get this going. But Link's all about that action, so I had to go get him. So welcome today's guest to the Linko Show, Mr. DJ James. How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. What's up, Links? What's good, my guy, man? Happy to be here, man. Pleasure.
Chilling, man. Glad to have you. So what I like to do with most of my guests is start off just, figuring out a little bit about you. You know, everybody knows, the farm and all that mess, but, I want to try to let everybody know exactly, how it started. So, in some research, I saw that you lived in LA for some time. Were you born in LA and then moved out to Connecticut, or exactly how did that work?
Nah, so I was born raised in Connecticut.
Okay.
So I've pretty much been here my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
A family situation happened.
Mm-hmm.
I was young. Parents was divorced, so
Mm-hmm.
went out there with my older brother for some time,
Okay.
just to get away while stuff was happening, and then end up coming back. So wasn't too long of a stay, but I was out there for a little while.
Okay. Now, did you, plant the seed for football out there, or was that more in Connecticut?
Nah, I was in Connecticut, man. I've been playing football since the fifth grade,
Okay.
so consistently as
Okay.
well.
So
Yeah, man.
what high school did you go to in Connecticut?
So at first I went to Wright Tech, which is in Stanford, which is
Okay.
of course technical school.
Okay.
Then my senior year, and also just funny story at Wright Tech. To me, I was always a quarterback.
Okay.
Um,
I think I know where this is going.
yeah, like strongest arm and everything. Players saying, "Yo, put him at quarterback." Da da da.
Mm-hmm.
But the head coach back then put me as starting receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and then put the previous the upperclassman who was a starting quarterback the last 2 years. They moved him at the other receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and moved our starting running back, who was a starting running back for 2 years, moved him as a starting quarterback. So that whole thing was just a mess.
Got
Um,
you.
and
Got you.
then I ain't gonna guys playing. The school closed down after my junior year.
Uh-huh.
So then I had an opportunity to go to another school. So I went to Abbott Tech in Danbury,
Mm-hmm.
which was 45-minute drive from where I lived every day.
Okay.
So we was catching the school bus at 5:45.
Yeah, I know
Um,
what that's about.
man, that thing no joke, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where I got my first start. Like showed up in the summer. I think the coach saw me throw the ball once. He was like, "Okay, yeah, you the starting quarterback."
And at this
And
point, this had to be like your senior year, junior,
this my
senior year,
senior,
buddy.
this,
Okay.
this my senior year. Yeah, it's my
Yeah.
first start.
Okay.
It's my first start. But guys playing. That was their first year having a varsity program, but I have varsity experience.
Mm-hmm.
All conference, all state. Uh, Not the best record because a lot of guys were young,
Yeah.
but that was the year where it was like I knew I was right type of like I knew I could do this type of thing. Like I can play with the best of them. So
Got you.
that's where the confidence got it
Got you.
for
So
sure.
late start, getting the opportunity to play quarterback, and we spoke on it earlier. I guess that's what kind of pushed you into going the Southwest Connecticut Grizzly route to try to get a little more film and show the colleges what you could do at that position rather than trying to go play receiver, is what I assume.
Yeah, I'm a quarterback through and through.
Yeah.
Um, but what with the Grizz, I was their first recruit ever.
Okay.
So Coach Bernie Armstrong, the founder of the Grizzlies,
Yep.
he came to me at because he was at Platt Tech,
Okay.
and gave that school that work that year. So so he came to me after during the basketball game. And he's like, "Hey, I'm starting this prep football thing. I want you to be a quarterback."
Okay.
I was like, "All right." And this is 2010, 2010.
Okay.
So pretty much I was like, "Yeah, Bernie, I'm down with you. Let's do this."
Mhm.
So I was practicing with them for a little bit, maybe like two practices, but then I got contacted by a JUCO in Monroe, North Carolina.
Okay.
So had a conversation with Bernie. He said, "Hey man, that's a great opportunity. Go out there, go do it."
Yep.
And that was a different experience, just
Mhm.
because those boys from the South,
Oh yeah, that's
those
that they live football down there.
man, like they uh we got D lineman who ended up going to South Carolina,
Mhm.
two a safety and a corner who went to USF.
Mhm.
So these some dudes.
Yeah.
And mind you, I'm fresh off of my first start. Um, so just practicing with them helped me play faster, and I end up beating out the quarterback that was there.
Oh, okay.
So again, another like all right, you're in the right field right now.
Got you.
Um, and then I end up coming back to the Grizzlies and starting for them another 2 years and winning the championship with them both years.
Okay. Okay. So after the Grizzlies, were you able to take what you learned there and transfer it to D3, D2 level? Were you able to move on, or was it strictly straight from the Grizz right to the semi-pro ranks?
So I'll definitely say semi-pro for last. Um, so after the Grizz situation,
Hmm.
um, my grades were cool. I
Hmm.
went to Housatonic and in Bridgeport. My grades
Yep.
were cool. I was
Hmm.
never really I think I had one great college or school semester in my senior year, but I wasn't
Okay.
really like a school guy at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so then after the Grizz was over, because you can only do 2 years there,
Hmm.
um, went to some visits, Sacred Heart. I went to UNH. Um, just a couple like I went to Southern, like a couple schools like that, like
Hmm.
local D1 AA, D2 type schools.
Hmm.
But just the process was just taking a little longer, and I was older at the time because going through the JUCO in the South and then the prep school, and so that's 3 years out of
Yeah.
high school.
Yep.
And then at that point, I was like, "Yo, let me just go get my degree. Like, let me just go get my degree now. Let me go play football now and just get to it."
Yeah.
So then the opportunity at Western Connecticut opened up, and then it just worked out.
Okay. Now,
Worked
how
out.
how long did you play there?
Uh so I went to WestCon 2014,
Okay.
tore my ACL and
Oof.
stopped going to class.
Hmm.
So
Tore your
actually
ACL and stopped going to class.
stopped going to class, man. I think at that time I was so like immature. I was like, let me go for the college experience. That was my thing, like the college experience.
Yep.
So after I tore my ACL, I was like, well, there goes that college experience. Like I can't play football. I can't play football. So I
Yeah.
stopped going to class, failed out.
Hmm.
But that was one of the best things that happened to me because that was the turning point in my life that kind of woke me up. It was like, yo,
Hmm.
you gotta be a man.
Yeah.
Because once you're out of school, then they're allowed to bill you.
Hmm.
And that stuff was in my mom's name at the time.
Oh
So she
yeah.
got hit with that
Yeah.
bill. She got hit with that bill, yeah, and I had to see her kind of like, I gotta give these people this money. I'm like, damn, like my mom got paid because I want to play around.
Yeah.
So that bothered me like to the core.
Hmm.
So after that, I had to stay away from the school for about a year. Not
Hmm.
stay away like I couldn't be on campus, but I
Yeah.
couldn't be
Yeah.
a student.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I got you. I got you on that probation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Um, so then I came back 2016. Um, 2016 was the backup at the time because they already had their quarterback for about two seasons,
Okay.
and tore my other ACL.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm two ACL strong, bro.
That's
But
crazy. I see all the
yeah,
running around and trucks sticking and all that you doing, and it's even more hard to believe, know that you coming off of 2 torn ACLs.
man, that's really nothing but God, man. God in preparation and just staying on the assignment, man. That's really all that is.
Heard it.
Um, but at that time, I got tore my ACL. I was like, all right, I'm not repeating what happened. Now I got like, this is like a test. Like,
Mm-hmm.
listen, I can bless you with everything you want, but I'm gonna make you go through a similar experience to see how if you handle it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So once I saw that as my test, I was still in meetings on time,
Mm-hmm.
still going to class, still, you know, doing whatever, learning the plays.
Mm-hmm.
So then the following year, I got healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they had me as the backup for like the first game, I think. So this is 2000, this is 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the quarterback wasn't playing well. So then
Mm-hmm.
there were three quarterbacks that year.
Mm-hmm.
So my head coach Loth, he was like, "We gonna play. It's make it, take it,"
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy to do in an actual game. So it was like a rotation of quarterbacks. If you score, you stay
Okay.
in. If you don't, you get up, next man up.
So you get the series. If you don't finish the series with a touchdown, you come out next
Right,
guy up. Got you.
next
Got you.
guy up.
Okay.
Yeah, with three of us.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, luckily I end up winning.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, um, we went 8-2 that year. I
Mm-hmm.
was most efficient in the conference. Then the
Mm-hmm.
following year, I was all conference. Also went 8-2,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then overseas,
Overseas.
right out of college.
Right out. So this is your second stint overseas.
Yes, yeah,
Okay, okay, okay. So it's literally been a long, winding road for you to have got to the point where you became Super Bowl champion, league MVP. You know, that unheard of quarterback that a specific talk show host didn't know much about, and you had to put him in his place. So it was a long way before you got to that point.
yes. Fresh out of like as soon as this is the transition of how you're going to be able to understand my semi-pro transition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I had to actually learn about semi-pro and how people feel about it and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
which helped me understand.
Yeah.
Um, but again, I'm from Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
You heard most of my story. Two ACL tears. Coach
Yeah.
said I wouldn't be able to play. Finally, get my opportunity. Playing make it, take it in college, unheard of. Winning
Mm-hmm.
the job, and then we want to sign you to play overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Connecticut. I went to a tech school. Then I went to a prep school. Then I went to Division 3. You want me to play overseas? I do my research. The stadium is like a Division 1 stadium. They got the fire with the entrance. They got the cheerleaders. They got the television. They got the YouTube. They got the sponsors. They got this is. I'm from Connecticut.
Yeah. Ain't used to
You
that.
know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That's what I'm saying. So I went over there. I was in signed with Austria,
Okay.
the Swarco Raiders,
Mm-hmm.
and they're the one. I think they were either the second or third, just top three teams in all of Europe.
Got you.
So even for me to get a call from them, I'm like, wow.
Pretty
All
good.
right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like cool. Bet I'm taking this. So I was over there for. So then it became, mind you, graduated college 2019, right?
Mm-hmm.
I won. I won the semi-pro championship 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I was overseas in 2020.
Yeah. So that was back. So you didn't have much time off that year.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm overseas for 4 months in Austria.
Mm-hmm.
Practicing, getting ready for the season. COVID hit. After a while, it's like, all right, listen, we're just gonna go back home.
Mm.
Just take the L.
Got
happy
you.
for the opportunity. Got the experience, got to travel, got to see the different things that different parts of God's creation.
Yeah.
So I come back. My buddy Nick Kimball, who
Mm-hmm.
was of course the receiver for the Fire.
Yep.
Um, we played college together.
Okay.
He was my slot for 2 years that I started. So
So
then
he took that as the perfect opportunity. Hey, I know this quarterback we could get. He coming home from overseas, snatched you right up.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But even when I got back, links, I was like, you know, hey, this is Dan, blah blah blah. So I'm like, cool. Yo, Dan, I'm just practice with y'all. I'll give you y'all like I was like, hey, I'll be the scout team quarterback. I'll help you out. Mind you, like this is my 2020 MVP championship year,
Yeah.
right? So I'm like, hey, I'm gonna just be the help out in practice. Like if you absolutely need me, I got you. Which
Mm-hmm.
I got Rocket, I got Billy, who's a starting quarterback.
Yeah, I had a
So
squad,
y'all
man.
cool. Yeah, y'all cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just here to stay in shape for me to go back overseas.
Yep.
Off rip, made it known, like, hey, just here to stay ready in case I get another call.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, same thing. I think we split reps. I didn't get the full starting to start for the Fire till I think week 5, week 6.
Really?
Yeah, 'cause we were splitting time. We was
See,
once we
man.
lost to
See,
the
man.
Rhode Island Falcons.
Man, listen, man. I'm taking all that apology shit back, man. You ain't start to week 5. You first came over from overseas the year you won it all. I take it back, man. No wonder why I ain't know who you was, man. I've been in semi-pro since 1997, and I'm like, I don't know nothing about this dude. Now again, we already had the conversation. It wasn't that I was
Yeah,
knocking you. It was just like I
you
don't even
didn't
know
know
who
me.
that is. So I
That,
feel a little bit better now about the fact I didn't know that information.
but like that's why I had to say that I had to kind of learn the whole semi-pro where it's like, there's people who've been playing since out of high school,
Yeah,
still
man.
still rocking and stuff like that. There's people who, they may not have gone to college, they may have, but they've been doing this joint for 10 plus
Yeah,
minimum.
man.
You know,
Facts.
so it's like I'm not in that circle.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying it wouldn't happen, but I just understand that there is a difference
There's
where
semi-pro lifers and there's the dudes who kind of just get involved looking for something to do but don't really, not to say you didn't take it seriously, but again, if you're a lifer, like, everybody, I know everybody
right,
knows me, but if you're
right,
just getting involved and you're just looking for something to do, yeah, it's definitely a different lifestyle.
yeah, it's like most like I just learned like a lot of people from Mass Fury became the champ. Like teams became certain other teams and
Mm-hmm.
take this core and bring it over here and then become this core.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that's what's going on. So y'all been rocking for together for about this amount of years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um.
And that year was the first year of the New Milford Fire, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was, everything was new to you.
Everything.
Okay.
Everything was new.
Okay.
How everything works, how practice is, how coaches is, how mind you, I'm fresh off of college, fresh off of overseas, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
coming to semi-pro practice.
Yeah,
So
where
I'm like,
now, just the fact you brought that up. Now, you did mention you overseas, the college, we already know the college experience. You go overseas, you got the fireworks, the fire, the smoke, fans, D1 stadium. Then you pull up at a semi-pro practice where you're lucky if half the team is even there.
right, right.
Mm-hmm.
I had to understand it because like there's some OGs that will, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like I'm not about to drive an hour. I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to actually. Well, I'm not even gonna say that because I still don't
Yeah, I
accept
don't.
it.
Yeah, I don't rock with that.
Yeah, but I can I understand their logic as far as in that sense where it's like, yo, bro, I've been doing this for 20 years. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to, but so that's where a lot of stuff end up kind of not being eye to eye for me.
The disconnect starts then,
Yeah,
which kind of led to where we're eventually gonna get to.
exactly.
All
Right.
right. Okay. Now, speaking of the championship season, again, you guys, I'm gonna say you come out of nowhere because that year, I mean, we had a lot of the name guys, like you said, a lot of the semi-pro lifers coming over, a lot of familiar teams. New Milford Fire comes out of nowhere. They got this
Yeah.
Cam Newton looking quarterback doing his thing, starting to get a little buzz. Next thing you know, you guys in the championship against the Bucks, who, speaking of the Fury, speaking of the Shamrocks, hell, speaking of every team, they had a collection of just about everybody. And I think going into that game is probably why, and again, we spoke on it a million times. I think that's why a lot of people going into that game gave the Bucks the nod, just because of that semi-pro lifer mentality that they had, without really understanding the mentality that you were bringing as a guy who takes it seriously, is all about his craft, and is looking to get paid to do this. Whereas, again, not saying that the Bucks were made up of completely these kind of guys, but for the most part, that's what you got on the Bucks that year. A lot of guys who've been there, done that. They live out my way. So traveling all the way to practice, that's not happening. So looking at it now, I could kind of understand the dynamic of it. And if I had known that back then, maybe I would have, thought a little bit about that competition. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I probably still would have picked the Bucks, just because, again, they have the pedigree that was known. So I'm kind of glad that you guys came in and you took the league by storm and you ended up winning it, because not for nothing, I'm going to tell you right now, that opened a lot of eyes to the East Coast Football League. Because had the Bucks won it, it would have just been another situation of these dudes, they all got the same group of guys together, same guys winning it every single year. You guys gave a lot of teams hope that, hey, if we go over to the ECFL and we get some good talent, we got an opportunity too. And you see in that next year, things were a little bit different when you guys came back on your on your chase to repeat as champions. What would you say the difference was, even with you guys as a team going into that second year? Was there a lot of complacement? I know when you win it in semi-pro, everybody want to be on your team. Did you get a lot of guys, trying to join who kind of messed up the chemistry? What exactly went down the second year as you guys tried to repeat as champions?
There was some cockiness in certain areas
Mm-hmm.
where, for me, I'm like, to me it's just football. Like I'm one of those, like after every game I went back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we won the championship, I drove back to work. I
Really?
was just like, yeah, I went and did security. I did security overnight.
So you had,
Like,
but you had an arm full of trophies though.
that's it. I put them in my bag, put my uniform on, and that was it. I'm not really like all right, it happened, cool. Like, I expect this to happen, so it's
Mm-hmm.
like, all right, on to the next.
Gotcha.
But you don't go into the following year as the champs, not in my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not the 2022 champs, so you can't go into 2022 as we the champs.
Got you.
You last year's champs.
Mm-hmm.
So just um just attitudes in certain places, a lot of talking. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not much of a talker, but there's a lot of talking, a lot of chatting.
Especially on that
There's
forum. That's a if you're not used to semi-pro and you see that forum, boy, that make you not even want to play in the league no more.
No, for sure. But I mean, you gotta have tough skin for the forum. Like, is comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people take stuff to heart in there, and I'm just like, bro, it's football. Like,
Yeah.
there's people who talk junk to me. I'm like, do you suit up?
Mm-hmm.
No, we don't got nothing to talk about. Like, come on, there's nothing to talk about. But
Yeah.
just there's some pieces that were added. There were some pieces that were left. Of course, CTP started back up
Mm-hmm.
that year. Um, so of course, as you know, Rocket was a major piece for me,
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
especially just kind of, I won't necessarily say teaching me the game, but
Mm-hmm.
I'll say he sharing what he sees and me sharing what I see.
He played the position.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. But Rocket's interesting though, because he's a different type of quarterback than I am. I'm all timing. Everything is timing.
Yeah.
Um, Rocket's like, there was one time he was in the huddle. He was like, "Hey, listen. So listen, if you go this way, and if they go over here, then roll back over this way. I'm like, Rocket, I'm not doing that, bro. I said I got about 3 seconds in my head to get the ball out my hands. That's how I'm
Mm-hmm.
moving. I'm not really a scrambler unless I have to, and I'm still not holding the ball that long.
Oh, I
But
believe it. I believe it.
it was great to kind of, and mind you, I didn't really, when I first got into semi-pro, I didn't know who Rocket was at first. I just saw him like, I don't know how old this dude is. I can't really tell. He's either 20 or 30 something. I can't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
tell. And then I hear like, oh, this is Rocket. Hear other teams, oh, they got Rocket.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah.
yo, which one of y'all Rocket? He, he like me. I'm like, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then I saw it in the game. In practice you chilling, but I saw it in the game, and I was like, oh,
Now
okay,
you see exactly.
yeah, okay, I
Mm-hmm.
get it now.
Mm-hmm.
And just that whole experience. But man, 2022 was so different to for me to put it in simple words where we were winning games and it
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't fun.
Got you. Got you. Which is for playing in semi pro, if it's not fun, it's hard to want to stay motivated to go to practice, make those rides to games, and just do your part when you're not having fun with it. So I can definitely agree. And it seemed like you guys were off to a great start and were in a perfect position to repeat this year, which is again, now we get to the fun stuff. Leading up to the end of the year, you're in the playoffs. You get a nice victory in the playoffs, which looks like it's possibly going to set up a Super Bowl rematch between you guys and the Shamrocks. But then I
Right.
started to hear things on the board about DJ's not playing no more, and I'm like, what? Okay, so he's going overseas. That's what's up. Okay, but then you was still around for a little while.
Mhm.
Then it became a situation of the fuck is happening over there? What's going on? So
Yeah.
that's what pushed me, with a little help from my man Harry a couple weeks ago. But
Yeah.
once we really got to thinking about it, like, cause I've talked to you a few times. You're a real stand-up dude, and I'm just like, nah, there's no way he just left the team like that. Something had to happen, at least in my opinion. Something had to happen where, especially listening to you now, it wasn't as much fun as the year before. It was the mentality of some of the guys maybe rubbed you a little bit the wrong way. Was that what kind of made your decision as far as, you know what? I told him I was going to be here for a limited amount of time. We ended up getting a championship out of it, but I have another opportunity. I'm not having fun. I'm going to go do me. Is that kind of what it broke down to, or was it more underlying factors that, us on the outside don't know about? Don't worry. It's just me and you. You could tell me. Nobody
No, no,
else is
no, of
listening.
course, no. If it was, um, for me, it was just um business. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't really have anything to do with I'm not having fun
Mm-hmm.
because no matter what, like if I'm available to play as far as everything works out where I can just be there,
Mm-hmm.
I know once it's game day and everyone's there,
Yeah.
I know I can control what I need to control.
Got you.
Like in 2020, once I became the starter, I scrapped the whole offense and put my offense in.
Okay.
And then I called all the plays for the last 2 years. Um, and, and even though it was like it wasn't fun, we only lost to one team.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
so once it was the
I think
the
that's what
decision,
the shock was from
yeah,
everybody, was that you guys were having such a great year and then you were just gone. So again,
yeah.
I think that's why everybody kind of was feeling like, yo, something's going on. Like, what's really good over there?
So there was stuff that I'm still finding out that was going on, but
Mm-hmm.
as far as on my part and my thought process and relationship with the organization, that had nothing to do with the decision.
Okay. Okay.
So the negotiations with this contract that I'm at right now
Mm-hmm.
was happening within that last week of the regular season.
Okay.
So once that happened,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I talked to some of the coaches, talked to Nick Kimball. I was like, "Yo, you might have to start," and he thought I was playing at first, but then after more conversation, I was like, nah, you really might have to start because it's gonna be my time to get back in the lab and then head over.
Got you.
Um, so then once that was kind of established with a few, um, one thing that I still kind of battle with is that I feel like I should have told everybody, but then
Mm-hmm.
the other half of me was like, listen, if you wasn't going to practice, you wasn't doing this, like I don't owe you that.
Exactly.
So that
Exactly.
was that can be like my like I just like you're OG or not, like yo, you skipping practice, like
Yeah.
you feel like I feel like you feel like I left you hanging, I feel like you left me hanging.
Yeah, facts. And all that
Like
OG shit, I'm sorry. I'm OG. I played for a long time. I took practice seriously. I think anybody could tell you in this league. I don't care where I played. Boston, North Attleboro, Bellingham, Woonsocket. I was at practice. So I don't want to hear it. I feel like if you want to win, I was always in to win the championships. I don't care what team I play for. I was there to try to win the championship. And I always felt like if you're not at practice, we can't get this done. So for anybody who wasn't around or wasn't at practice that feels like you owe them something, I don't know, man. That's kind of what we in right now with this new world of semi-pro where guys just got to confuse, man. It all starts at practice. It starts early in the season and it
right.
just continues through. Maybe if you was getting that commitment from him, it might have made you stay a little bit longer to make the job done. But if you got good things going on in your life, you don't owe it to nobody to put that on hold for people who can't do the same thing for you. So I get it, man. I get it.
That was like the issue that some people had, some
Mm-hmm.
didn't have an issue with it.
Mm-hmm.
But so once that the contract negotiation was happening, and then I kind of got like I got the offer during the week of the playoff
Mm-hmm.
playoff game. Like, hey, we need you here this month, blah, 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 this is how much you're gonna be getting, blah, and this is how long you're gonna be gone for.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, all right, bet. So for me, it was like either y'all I'm either done now and I let my team get killed for not even making it out the first round,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm there in the first round where I'm not gonna say I can guarantee a win,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna let y'all lose.
Yeah.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
what that game actually showed. Like we had a game winning touchdown throw.
Yep.
It was like, I'm not gonna let y'all lose. I'm not gonna let y'all make it out or not make it out the first round because I'm not there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
let me give y'all a fighter's chance.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give y'all another week of preparation so y'all can be ready for these dudes. Y'all got enough film, y'all got enough talent,
Mm-hmm.
but let me at least guarantee that y'all get to the second round.
Mm-hmm. Put him in position. You had him on the doorstep to get to the championship game. So I mean,
Right.
it definitely hurt not having you, I would imagine. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they still in position. Other guys got to step up. I mean, I know it's hard losing the MVP of the team and whatnot, but guys got to step up. And again, if you're not going to practice, I mean, that's not on you for them not getting the job done. Yes, would people have liked you to be there to the end? I'm sure,
Mm-hmm.
but this is semi-pro and we all got our own lives. And again, not too many of these guys get the opportunity to go overseas or get a check to play football. So I'm sure a lot of that hatred had to do with that more so than you not playing in that game either. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that we got the opportunity to talk and you kind of got me hip to it. Not that I didn't know what was going on. I just wanted to make sure because again, from the first time I spoke to you, stand up dude, nothing but good things, positive things that I've heard or seen with you. So I had to know exactly what went down. And again, it's semi-pro, so I'm sure there's bullshit happening behind the scenes. It happens on every team, but I just I just couldn't comprehend that he would just be like, nah, I'm
Just
good.
disappear. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. It had to be other factors. And again, I'm glad that I got the opportunity to hear it from your perspective because
Yeah.
a lot of these dudes, they don't deserve to have a quarterback like you. If they can't go to practice and they got the MVP of the league at quarterback, defending champions, they don't even deserve to be in the championship game to defend that title. That's just my feelings on it.
Nah,
Yep.
that's understandable. And like that last, so I went to practice leading into the second round of the playoffs where they had to play the Admirals.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 7, 8 people.
At practice
Yeah,
in the game before the semis.
yeah. And
Right.
I was there to watch practice. So I'm seeing 8 to 9 people. We got people on, and then like they wanted to, because Nick is a fast, he's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted to pretty much install a different offense for him,
Yeah.
which is tough, which is very tough.
Yeah.
So like even me watching that game, I was seeing plays that I'd never seen before,
Yeah.
and I was there at practice. I'm like, that's tough, which means we're teaching a lot of players, a lot of starters, these plays on the sideline,
Mm-hmm.
which is tough, which is a lack of preparation. And mind you,
Absolutely.
Nick wasn't the backup quarterback the entire season, so that's another tough thing where it's
Mm.
the way I think is like, listen, if he's gonna be next in line, he has to be next in line all season.
Mm-hmm.
He has to know all our basic plays,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever you have for him is what you have for him. But it wasn't the case.
Mm-hmm.
And the Fire still put up like a fight
Mm-hmm.
with the Admirals. They still did their thing. Nick
Mm-hmm.
did their thing. Um, it was
Imagine
just
what a good week of practice would have done.
that's it. So it wasn't like, oh, we lost because DJ wasn't here. It was, nah, bro, y'all didn't prepare. Y'all didn't
Mm-hmm.
take this. Y'all took the game serious, but y'all didn't take the game of football serious.
Yeah.
And what everything is with the game of football.
Got you. Got you.
You know,
It's sad
uh,
because I went out there. I did a couple games. I liked the atmosphere. Y'all had the nice little spot afterwards. Great food, and I was just digging it. And it was like, this is what semi pro's all about. From everything that I saw on the outside looking in. But damn, fast forward a
yeah,
year later, man. I don't even think there's gonna be a new Milford Fire anymore. So it's again it's hard to see, and I hate it because I know a lot of people are gonna blame you for that. And I know you know that too. A lot of people are going to blame you for the fact that they ain't around no more. Whether it's right or wrong, that's just how semi-pro is. Oh, well, DJ left, so that's why I'm leaving, and now this guy's leaving. But not even looking at the fact that while you was there, nobody wanted to show up and go to practice and hone their skills and even try to put themselves in a position to repeat. So my advice to you is keep doing your thing, bro. Don't listen to none of these dudes. Keep doing your thing because trust me, a lot of people would love to be in your position. And when they had you, it seemed like they ain't appreciate you. So let them dwell on that. You've been through the literal fire. You've been there, you've done that. You've had to do what you got to do to make sure your career is where it wants to be. And, it's just supposed to be a grown man's football league. Maybe it's time a lot of them dudes looked in the mirror and did the same thing with themselves. If they want to play football, show up and put in the work. If they don't, go play Madden.
not a fact. But one thing I will say, bro, they do show love. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they have love for me. Like it was like,
Mm-hmm.
we've been to war together, so it's one of those like you're gonna look back at it like, dang, we kind of messed this up type of thing. Like, all right, we should
Mm-hmm.
have did this differently. We shouldn't have let this person have so much say so. We should have done blah
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. So, but it is what it is, but I hope or certain people, not the whole entire team, because some did what they had to do.
Yeah.
But you just appreciate the game. Like you have to respect the game. Like you have to respect. Like, bro, I had scouting reports on everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had pages. Like I got scouting reports right now of teams I ain't even play yet. I watched
Mm-hmm.
their films from last year. Like you just have to, as part of the game.
Have to put in that
Uh,
work. That's what makes
yeah,
honestly. That's what makes Harry with the Shamrock so successful. That man puts in so much work watching film. He knows damn near everything about every player in the league, and it's no secret why they have so much success. If you ain't putting in that work and you're not doing your research, you ain't gonna
right.
go very far.
And that's true. Like that. Yo, Harry, my guy, he a clown. He a clown. He got some jokes. He said I look like a Teletubby. I say he look like retired. I say he look like a retired Mr. Incredible. So we always go back and forth. But man, like I pick his brain all the time because if I respect your football mind,
Mm-hmm.
like one I ain't going like disrespect you because I got respect for you as far as what you bring to the game.
Yeah.
And even him, like he reached out, to me. Yeah, he respond back like, yeah, we played against each other, but like he's like, yo, I respect you. I
Mm-hmm.
tell him I respect you, and we just chop it down. I'm like, hey, what you think about this play? Like, if I do this, but even nah, I think you should change this and read this. I'm like that's you solid to me because you
Yeah.
don't have to. You can be some of these semi-pro dudes are like, nah, f you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
You know,
Nah, Harry's a
and
good dude, man. He's a real good dude.
nah, for sure.
He's an
And
acquired taste. A lot of people don't know
yeah,
him. You know, I've known Harry since he was 17 years old. So I
oh
know
wow,
Harry personally, but he's an acquired taste. And a lot of people
yeah,
don't really know him and they just see what he does on the forum and think that's him. But it's not.
right,
He likes to have fun. And a lot of people
right,
take that to heart because they can't handle it. But you're right. If he is somebody that you can talk to about football, he'll give you
mm-hmm.
advice. Like he wanted me to come be a receivers coach, and even when I didn't, we would still talk. He would give me pieces of information when I would be doing my thing at whatever school I was at trying to be a coordinator. But no matter what we were going through, he would always be there for conversation, whether it was football or just personal stuff. So a lot of people give
Yeah,
Harry flack, but he really is a good dude.
nah, for sure. He's solid.
Mm-hmm.
Um, another thing that another thing that kind of helped me realize that I made the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so after I left semi,
Mm-hmm.
start training, I trained for like a month and like another week before I left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the sports company ended up signing me as a first endorsement,
Okay. Okay.
and which is Blue Street in Stamford, Connecticut,
Okay.
and I was able to help um, three other people go overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping one of the D linemen from the fire.
Mm-hmm.
He actually got an offer, but this dude ain't freaking read his message, so he probably missed out. But um, just like you said, like just being able to like we from where we from, like even the young kids, they think after high school football and I don't got a scholarship, I can't
Mm-hmm.
that football is over for them.
Mm-hmm.
Where there is literally teams everywhere in Europe that looking for our talent,
Yeah.
and it's for free. Like it's free, like
Yeah.
hotel free, meals free,
We pay
travel.
more to play semi-pro.
That's right. It is people who sometimes they make jokes like, oh, you getting a paid vacation, blah, 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 blah. First of all, don't worry about my money. Like, first of all, like you're a man, like don't worry about another man's money. Like that's
Facts.
weird.
Facts.
But it's like I'm making enough to where I can be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and the reason why I didn't go, I had offers to go back overseas in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
But I started a good job for the government.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to make sure that I stayed there, that I was there for a year.
Yeah.
So I started, the COVID year, and then bam. So now once I left, I had a conversation with them. They're like, yeah, once you're all set up, you can come back and your job's still here. So I'm
That's
like,
what's
all right,
up. Yeah.
I'm solid.
Mm-hmm.
But like there's opportunities here for kids like us. Like you can play somebody when you're 40. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to be 50 years old and play somebody, they're gonna accept you.
Yep.
But you're not gonna be able to play in a Division 1 arena and live in Germany, live in Austria, live in Brazil, live in all these certain places.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kids that really need to know that these opportunities are out there, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not really talked about because even the older folks aren't really that aware.
Mm-hmm.
So then now I have to use myself as okay, now watch me do that. Watch me win a championship in Poland and
Mm-hmm.
bring it back. Let me show you guys how to do this. Let me show you guys how to, etc., etc. So
Mm-hmm.
then that way, when I go back to college, go visit my college. Listen, this don't got to be the end. You want to keep playing? All right, cool. Let me show you exactly the format to how to get these teams to reach out to you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, semi-pro. Hey, you guys, you losing the love for the game. Like, I don't have no kids and I'm not married, so I'm able to do that. There's
Yeah.
certain people who, they have to, stay put.
Mm-hmm.
But just to be shown that, hey, this is out there for us, and we black, we black, and we from where we from. There's some Hartford people, Bridgeport people, wherever, people from Mass where they may feel stuck.
Mm-hmm.
They haven't left the country yet. There's people who haven't left the
They
U.S.
block. They haven't
Yeah,
left
they
they
haven't,
block.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they have an opportunity to live in an entire different country, paid for. and
Hmm.
play and get paid to do what you love as a professional. Like
Yeah.
you've been doing it for free your whole life, so you're not gonna take the opportunity to get paid in a different country.
Yeah, they are. It's just the ones that say they wouldn't do it, they the ones that ain't getting looked at. That's why. I'm being honest with you right now, because if anybody that plays semi-pro that was able to, like you said, you can't have kids, you can't have a successful career going on, but if you're in that point of your life where you can do something like that and you get the opportunity and say no, you're an idiot. And I
Right.
know we have a lot of idiots in semi-pro, but I don't think nobody's that foolish. So if anybody's hating on what you're doing, trust me, it's because they're mad it's not them. That's all.
Hey, I'm gonna just keep showing the way for those who do want to listen. That's all.
Well, I want you to keep being an ambassador because we definitely need it. I think with the way that semi-pro is growing, especially now with Harmon doing what he's doing, he getting us
He
out
killed
there right now. And,
yeah, he killed the game.
exactly, and that's how you got to do it. But along with that, we definitely need more players like you who come into the league, they're successful, and then they do show that they can go other places and
Mhm.
continue to play at the highest level. So I'm rooting for you. I always have been since the first time I actually got to see you play in person, and you really showed me what you was all about. I've been on the bandwagon ever since, and I'm gonna continue to be that way.
Appreciate you, man.
Now, is there a way that people are able to watch your games while you're over there once the season starts? If you want to plug that.
Yeah, for sure. So right now I'm playing in Poland for the PFL one
Okay.
with the Celestia Rebels.
Hmm.
The games are going to be live streamed on YouTube, so the links haven't been released yet.
Okay.
But I will drop it on the forum. I can send it to you. I'm sending it on. It's going to be on my page.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just make sure because I do want it to be seen. Appreciate all the support. There's people who want to buy the fan jerseys. I'm gonna be bringing some home as well.
Yeah, definitely. I
Um,
got to get one of those. You know what I'm saying? The next show I can have
I
one
got
hanging right
you.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I got you. But yeah, that's it, man. We're just trying to bring a championship to this organization.
Well, again, I'm gonna be rooting for you. I'm a big fan. I want to definitely thank you for taking the time. I know the hours is kind of crazy trying to make it work, but again, we had to have
Yeah.
the conversation. It's been long overdue, and I definitely appreciate you taking the time to talk to your boy Linko.
No, you already know, man. Anytime.
Anything you want to leave with the East Coast Football League dudes? I know you're away now. You got any plans to come back after you're done, or are you all set?
Um, possibly.
Possibly.
Um, I'm still I'm trying to focus on where I'm at right now. Once I
Hmm.
get back home, I'm not sure.
Hmm.
Um, I may just go back into training since I got this situation with Blue Streak.
Got you.
Um, so we'll see. I could sign back to back overseas and go somewhere right after. So I'm not really 100% sure. But
Got you.
I appreciate the ECFL, man, for real. Like yeah, they have shown me a lot. I've got to experience some great teams, some great organizations. Of course, like the Shamrocks talking to Harry,
Hmm.
just showing me how things are done over there, man. I love what they're doing.
Hmm.
Um, Welch and them. So it's great to see that football is in good hands with certain in certain locations.
Hmm.
There's still hope for good football.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate them for accepting me, allowing me to ball out, and just being respectful, man. That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And again, we're definitely grateful that we got the opportunity to watch you lead the Fire to a championship and a MVP season. We'll be looking out for those links to watch you continue to do the same thing overseas, and we'll just sit back and see what happens. Me personally, I'd like to see you play over there for as long as you can. East Coast Football League will be here. Don't worry about coming back here and rolling around in the mud with the pigs. You stay over there and you get that bread, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well, DJ, again, thank you for taking the time to talk. Anytime you know how to get a hold of me, you want to check back in once the season starts and give us a look at how it goes over there, what the routine
Sure.
is like, I definitely want to get that going. So you just let me know.
No doubt, man. We can do that.
For
Appreciate
sure.
you, Link.
Absolutely. Hey, enjoy the rest of your day, man. Thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Bless.